Welcome everybody to the LEC post-game lobby. I am Sjokz and I'm joined by VandeR and by VandeR after one hell of a match of the week rather. Whoa, VandeR, we just talked to Larson, I believe, already, but can you just tell me from kind of your perspective what the end of that game was like?
I guess it was a bit exciting to watch. Well, from my perspective, it was more like I was a bit shocked because Kog'Maw just took 99% of my HP in 0.1 second, so I didn't really know what to do, and then I just based after 3 seconds. And then they were quite slow to start the Drake, and then Larson made a nice call that we should just wait a little bit for them to walk up and then tip into their base. And then we just did it, so it was not that like hectic, I think, from us. We are kind of calm and ready to make the play.
Yeah, you seem like the opposite of the Mad Lions in comms. You just seem so calm. I guess that's a positive in situations like this. Would you describe your team atmosphere in game as very calm?
I think we lacked a lot of calmness actually in past weeks, especially on Nashors. Like Syndra stole Nashor from us, I think, like 3 games in a row. And we lost all of them, so that was quite sad. But yeah, I mean, in general, I think we are quite calm, but we didn't have the best plans around objectives and how to stop people and who should do it. So we were quite kind of working on it this week, and yeah, just be more calm around objectives.
I don't know, Finn looked anything but calm at the end there with the sad lions and then jumping over to hug you guys. I really liked, it was just sort of crazy at the end there with like the inhibitor respawning and everything. Obviously it felt like the Kog'Maw had really come online, like the timer of that champion level 16 was going to be really tough for you guys, but in that last fight I think like Sama landed an insane ultimate that got a ton of damage down and allowed you guys to basically kill everyone before teleporting into the base, which was nice.
Yeah, do you have a question or?
No, I just wanted to say it.
I was kidding. You're, of course, also a guest. Anyway, talking about Sama, sorry, that was uncalled for. Kia player of the game, Sama with 45% of the votes. VandeR, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, he had a lot of kills, so I guess he got player of the game for that. Well, I think actually all of us played really well today. So I was thinking, I knew you would ask this question, and I was thinking about what should I answer, and I think everyone deserved player of the game for this one, because I think we just all played quite well.
But you still think supports get underrated in player of the games?
Often, yeah.
Well,
I stopped like every Rakan ult, you know, they kind of have support in team fights, but it's okay, you know. Just give this MVP for Aphelios. I'm happy for my ADC.
Okay, let's talk a bit about Rogue then. This was obviously an absolutely huge game, and you guys have been absolutely crushing it this entire year, I'd say, but especially this summer. Talk to me about kind of your play style. It is something we've talked about a lot, especially Rogue being kind of this slow team, but we know that's not true just because your early game is usually so incredibly strong. However, your games do often go very late, and I think that's where that kind of comes from. What is your perspective on the style of team that Rogue is?
I think it just comes down to what we do with our lead. I think other teams are more aggressive and more kind of flippy with the lead. Say Mad Lions, Fnatic, or G2. I guess Fnatic don't have leads anymore too often, so I guess Mad Lions and G2. Yeah, so I think we just play slower and kind of want to secure the game with like 80% plays instead of, let's say, 65%. So that's why the games tend to go a little bit longer. But I think as long as we're in control, we're happy about it.
And contrary to a lot of other teams in the league, I feel like whenever Rogue is going for a fight, it's always very goal-oriented. So one thing we've talked a lot about is that you guys like to fight over, like, the big objectives, of course, the Dragons, the Heralds, the Barons. But the other thing is, inspired in the way he passed a lot of the time, it's like fighting for the enemy blue buff, like getting priority in bot sides, you can push up, ward, and then fight over those things too. So it seems like Rogue always has something that they're fighting over, where some teams will just go for fights. And this means that in the mid-game, after you've already taken down like the outer ring of towers and you're waiting for a dragon to spawn or something, I think that could be a reason why the game also slows down, on top of the fact that like Larson's also playing a lot of champions that would rather wait for 3 items before really taking those all-in fights.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of spot on what you just said, that when there's no objective or nothing really important to fight for, we tend not to just go for random fights, which is I think it's also like it's two-edged sword, right? So it makes the games a bit slower, so both teams can get items. But as I said, it's like as long as we are in the lead and we keep having the gold lead and we get all the camps and enemies like small camps, we just gonna keep just getting more gold lead. So that's true that we don't fight for nothing usually, I think, yeah.
Yeah, and so I think a lot of other, a lot of our other teams in the league for a long time have been sort of underrating you guys because they say, oh, they're like a predictable team or they know how to beat you. They still haven't found out a way to beat you consistently. But do you feel like there is some level of like predictability to your team style, or do you think that's not a problem?
I don't really think we have like a set play style. I think. Yeah, that's not true. I kind of asked people who said that our playstyle is predictable, what is our playstyle, and no one really answered this. So yeah, I'm waiting to hear what's our playstyle.
All right.
The one-dimensional one, right?
I mean, if you keep winning, then it doesn't matter. I also want to ask kind of about the evolution of the team because you are I would say the most experienced player, maybe together with Hans, on that roster. Could you talk me through if there was an evolution from when you kind of first started working with the roster? I could imagine there was a lot coming shot calling wise from you and guiding. Has that evolved now that the other players have racked up more experience?
Yeah, you can definitely see the change of in dynamics in the team. I would say last year when we started all in Ultraliga, the Polish league, national one, then it was me who was mainly like leading inside the game, outside of the game, helping a lot in drafts, and then kind of slowly was transitioning. I mean, I was think it's like bad for one guy to shot call the game, so I wanted others to learn and just always also know themselves what to do in the game. And I think now it's we're in a place that everyone kind of knows what to do, and all of us make good calls and bad ones as well. But I think all of us can kind of understand the game now and lead the game. So it's not like I'm shot calling or leading more than others right now.
Wow, okay. You know what I really like about when we talk to you and just in general is that you've been around for so long and you've achieved so much. But whenever we talk to you, you just seem, you're very humble and you're always taking the team into account. And it's not really a question. I just wanted to kind of congratulate you for that because it's impressive to have such a long career and yeah, put yourself second for other teammates that still have to blossom. So yeah, kudos to you, VandeR.
Okay, thank you.
No
You're
problem.
making me blush.
Yeah, it's a bit awkward. I'm sorry. All right, let's move on to...
it's okay.
Let's move on to the next
Hey,
topic. I also want to sort something. I don't know if production can talk in my ear, but I'm hearing a bit of an echo. And perhaps... So, VandeR, I think you have a speaker or something. Are you able to maybe turn it down just a little bit? Or are you not able to? Then it's fine.
Well, give me a second. The problem is that I had this... headphone, but the battery died.
No worries. Leave it
yeah.
like that. Leave it like that. No worries.
We
I
like
can make it a
listening
bit,
to ourselves, so it's
yeah.
fine.
Okay, now it should be better, hopefully.
But can you still hear us?
Wait a second.
Can you still hear us?
Now I can actually hear you as well.
Okay, good. I'll try and not be as... My voice is like quite annoying when it's really loud, so that's good for everyone that I'm taking it down. What we wanted to talk to you about is MVP candidates. It's going to be decided next week, and I just want to show you a graphic of what Trevor and Ender came up with. So they talked about 5 players this morning. So I'd just like to get your opinion on those 5 players and who you think should be in there that isn't in there.
Well, I can't say Kaiser, right, because he's support as well, so, I mean, I don't want other support to get MVP, right, because it means he's better than me. Honestly, I would put it between Larsen and Caps. I think they are really good mid laners, and they both popped off in important moments for their teams. So I think they were like the big difference makers. I mean, Gilius as well, I think he brought a lot to the Schalke lineup, and I would give him like props for that. He's also like playing for a long time, and he recently didn't have success, but I always thought he's a good player, and I'm happy for him that he's showing it this split. But yeah, maybe if they make playoffs tomorrow, then maybe he's also the candidate for me. But for now, I'll just stick for Larsen or Caps. I guess it's Lars because he's my boy, you know.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it. Yeah. Right now, I'm I'm really torn between like the Kaiser Larson caps, but I've already said it. If Gilius carries Schalke to playoffs, like I have to give him MVP. Like he deserves it.
I think people get that. I know you said, well, I can't talk about Kaiser, but I mean, you did play versus him just now, and he is kind of that new young blood. He was also the mid-split MVP. What can you say about Kaiser and how he's been doing in this first split season?
I think him and Kaiser are really good. I think they're a bit better in scrims than on stage. I think in official games we're always kind of winning against them or being ahead, except this Senna Wukong game. Yeah, this didn't go our way. I think our bot lane picks were not good in this one. So I think they're really good, but it kind of feels like it's way easier to play against them on official games than in scrims. So yeah.
Okay.
I think he was the best support this split, but yeah.
I mean,
I think we have kind of decent matchup against the with Hans in general.
Okay, I see. It's pretty scary if actually he's better in scrims. Anyway, with that win, Rogue are now still in the fight for first. Super important. That also means that Rogue can still guarantee a spot at Worlds if they lock #1 tomorrow. VandeR, here's a fun scenario for you. If you guys and Mad have the same result, so you both lose or you both win, there will be a tiebreaker game for first place and for Worlds. Wow, that's pretty crazy, but I guess too nerve-wracking.
And it's a high-stake tiebreaker, yeah.
Very. I mean, you can't get any higher stakes than that. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy also that you could lock Worlds tomorrow. How do you even think about that?
I mean, yeah, I have been at Worlds 4 years ago, so it's quite a while. It would be nice to play in the international tournament again and play against like the best players in the world. It's always a nice journey and adventure. So even if we, let's say, not make first and we gonna fight in playoffs, then I hope we make Worlds and have a good showing there and get as far as we can in playoffs. But yeah, I think everyone is excited to go to Worlds and we really want it.
I also think it's just going to be really exciting to see new players and new teams at Worlds, because for so long it's just been a lot of the same faces.
G2 and someone.
And look, we've done really well, and that's great. But I do like to see sort of the turning of the tide here and seeing some new players really rise up, because in 2020 I want to see like what our next wave of talent is going to be able to do internationally.
VandeR, we've had a lot of discussion about kind of the changing of the guard, and I know people have gotten a bit annoyed at us because of it. But do you think there's staying power and lasting power in Mad and yourself being at the top of the tables, not just for like next week? Well, there's a break, so you'll definitely stay there. But I mean, for playoffs and for Worlds and going forward, do you think this is kind of the definitive taking over of the new rosters compared to the old school?
Well, I mean, I'm playing like an LEC for like how long is it already? It's like 6 years, so yeah, you can't really count me in those young bloods anymore. But yeah, I think both us and Mad Lions are really good teams now, and I think G2 is also really good. So this would be my top 3 right now. And yeah, I guess then a lot of rookies came away to be on the top right now, right? So both my teammates, the top side, because Hans also plays for a long time, and Mad Lions, yeah.
So let's say you just said Rogue, Mad, and G2 are top 3. I want to know who your 4th team is, because we were sort of talking back in the cast room earlier today and saying, Schalke, they're on a tear right now. Like, how good are they realistically if they were to make it to playoffs, which still isn't locked in yet? But I almost feel like they could be our 4th best team if we're looking at recent form for them, and I want to get your take on that.
Yeah, I kind of feel as well like this. It's, let's say, 1 or 2 weeks ago when Schalke were winning games, I was like, oh, nice. They get like beating other teams, so we kind of get more advantage over them and the wins, so we get more far ahead. So it's like nice. But now, since they can go playoffs and they play so well, I'm kind of scared. And yeah, I'm scared to face them playoffs now a bit. Yeah. So they could be the 4th team. I mean, SK is also decent. Fnatic could always come back with the form, so they're always also a team that you have to be aware of, right? They have good players.
I mean, you can't count anyone out, of course. We're not going to keep you for too long. I know you have big games tomorrow as well, or one big game or multiple. But earlier today, of course, Origin, Misfits, and Vitality were all eliminated from playoff contention. And now Fnatic, Exile, and Schalke are fighting for the last 2 spots. And I don't exactly know all the scenarios. It's kind of complicated. But what we do know is that Schalke has to beat Mad Lions and then dependent on other things. So quick predictions. Who are our last playoff team?
Oh, it's so hard because Schalke do not have their fate in their hands. But I think Schalke can win their game tomorrow, and I want to see them get in. I don't know who's going to drop out, whether it's Fnatic or Excel, but Schalke are making it.
That's not a... Tell me, give me your prediction.
Fnatic are dropping.
Ooh, okay. VandeR, what do you think? I mean, it's completely...
I think it will be Fnatic and Schalke. I think Schalke will beat Mad Lions, and then I don't know the predictions, but I think they'll beat Mad Lions tomorrow as well. So I guess it's gonna be them and Fnatic then, yeah.
I mean, it would be good for you, of course, if Mad Lions lose and you win. This is our schedule.
Yeah, I mean, you have to beat OG as well, right?
Yeah, you would have to win as well. Everyone has to win all the time. This is the action for tomorrow.
Unless we want to give you some more excitement and go for a tiebreaker, you know, and we're just gonna int it with Mad Lions.
I mean, we're good. We would love that. It's really crazy if you look at the schedule, how so many games are still so important for tomorrow. Of course, the first one, not really, but look at that. Mad Lions versus Schalke, Origin versus Rogue. Oh my God. And it's not just for the lock-ins, but also just seeding in general. And Mad versus Schalke, the 2 best teams in the second round robin. That's what the scriptwriter wrote. Threw me under the bus there because Rogue just won.
Yeah, I mean, but yeah, you know, maybe a little unfair.
I mean, yeah,
there.
we have the same wins as Mad Lions, I'm pretty sure. This second half.
Exactly.
Yeah, you guys are locked in exactly the same.
We actually beat them both, yeah. We beat both Schalke and Mad Lions second half, yeah.
There we go, VandeR.
We beat the 2 best teams.
Put them in their place, exactly. VandeR, do you want to take a quick selfie before we go?
Sure. I mean, you make it, right?
Yeah, you don't have to do. I mean, you could as well, but
you just have to smile or do something, whatever you want.
Yeah, let's do that.
Oops. Almost face planted.
Nice.
Not ideal. Photo. I'm such a boomer. What? Get in there, Ender.
I was told to get out of the way by Kevin. Thanks, Kevin.
All right. Oh, I want to. Yeah. Wonderful. Thank you, VandeR. Thank you so much for the chat. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you very much for the invite, and yeah, hashtag go Rogue, right?
Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow. Go Rogue. That was all from us here in the LEC, but over in the LCS 100, Thebes versus Dignitas is already underway. Important playoff stakes there, too. We'll be back tomorrow for the last day of the regular season. See you then.
Going in, VandeR going in.
Gilly's got it.
Gilly's fans it. And Neon now on the chase. LeBron's made it out 4 now. Magical journey through the wall. Good damage coming in from the backside. That frozen mallet making it impossible to get away. The binding will not connect. And look at the damage coming in from Amadake. Odoamne over the wall. The Ezreal over the backside. It's just too clean. Schalke are mowing down Vitality. Nukeduck now getting aggressive. Xerxes now setting.
Oh my God.
That damage is disgusting. Ooh, trick with the perfect face breaker. Wombo combo. SK, they're not taking shit from OG today. OG gets popped. Just like that, double for Zazi.
The old guard is dead. The new guard will rise up.
TP coming in, Cry's got to pump it now, he's running. He's speeding towards Hylissang, but he can just dodge away. Still the knockup lands. Decimating smash. Reckless splashes away from it, and Hylissang will die. Not really much you can do in that situation. Bwipo pops the stopwatch to get away from the dazzle. The shockwave too early, but the decimating smash will find its mark. And XL have managed to get a shutdown on Bwipo. Reckless is going to join from the top side. Patrick's going to have the flash to get out of here, and Torre is left all on his lonesome with an incredible quickness into the knockback. Goodbye, XL. Patrick gets taken out by Reckless. It's a triple for him. Perk's able to dodge to the side of the shockwave. Dan flashing away from Perks. Caps going in once again. The Paddle Star alongside the captive audiences gives Perks the double. Kobe flashes forward, misses the 90 caliber net, and Perks takes the kill. This might be a penta. Oh, Dennett, get back in range. Come on, mate. Come on, mate. Perks wants his penta. He's had an awful split as an AD carry. And now they try and dive onto the backline, but the Emperor's Survivor's going to do so much work. Shadow's already gone. There's 2 as Kaiser falls, and Finn is still stepping into Kazi. Flashes off towards the back. VandeR able to survive. There comes the damage. Kazi, goodbye. Rogue with him in the base. His last on the Vim. Rogue are looking through, they're trying to get the back towards the Mad Lions, and Mad Lions they don't have an hard recall. They don't have Baron, they get the Inferno, that's the soul, but is that enough? Here goes the TP, it's cancelled! It's cancelled! Rogue, for 1 second it looked like you threw it, but what an incredible call! The inhibitor! Rogue stopped at the final hurdle by an inhibitor, Shadow goes down! Can they get back? TP coming in from Humanoid, he tries to get towards the bottom lane.
There's no way he can't stop both of them.